Stephanie get settled in here. There she is. Okay. All right. So today our practice is just going to be one of, as always, and Eileen, you nailed it when you said I'm just going to slow down and pay attention to what's going on with my body. So just that's the beauty of yoga, taking that time to notice, to put the pause as important as the pose, and just to be present with what is. Being in present moment, just with this breath, with this movement. There's nothing else you need to be thinking about right now. You know, nowhere else you need to be except right here in this place. So honor yourself with that that gift that this next 75 minutes gives you, to just be all about you. It's not a selfish thing. All right. It's how we reset. We reset ourselves, we reset our nervous system. So let's take a couple of cleansing breaths to transition from whatever you were doing into present moment here. So breathing in through the nose and out through an open mouth. Looking around your space and finding 3 new things that you hadn't noticed before. I know you've been in this room for a long time. Let's just find 3 new things that you can identify as here and now. 3 things that you can hear, maybe inside or outside of the room, including your own voice, your own breath, my voice. And then inviting the eyes to close. 3 things that you can feel with and on your body. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose now. Taking that time to scan your body to see who and how you brought yourself in today, in this present moment. Every day we're a different machine. Just noticing as if you were a little camera inside your body, paying attention to the inner landscape of your body. What do you notice? Is there something or some part of your body that's speaking to you now, trying to grab your attention? Good stuff, challenging stuff, it's all, can you hold it both in equal space? What might your mind body be doing today? Does it feel a little more busy or a little more quiet? And if it's acting busy, then give it a job to do. Let it follow your breath. So let it find your breath in your body, and where in your body is most of the breath arising from? Upper, middle, or lower? Chest. And see if you can't begin to regulate and slow down the breath and lengthen the inhale, slow down the exhale. And even invite a pause in between. And the pause is not holding the breath, but it's neither breathing in or breathing out, just pausing at the top of the breath. Allowing that prana, that life energy, to infuse in all the parts of your body. And then when you feel ready, a long, slow exhalation out. And that carries us beautifully into the 4, 5, 8 breath. Notice if you can breathe in for a count of 4. Pause at the top of your breath for a count of 5. And then slowly exhale, doubling your inhalation time to a count of 8. Breathing in for a count of 4. Pausing for a count of 5. A long, slow exhalation. Do a couple more of those if you could. And coming back to your normal natural breath, just notice any shift as you listen to this poem by Mary Oliver about taking time. It's called The Invitation. Oh, do you have time to linger for just a little while out of your busy and very important day for the goldfinches that have gathered in the field of thistles for a musical battle to see who can sing the highest note or the lowest, or give the most expressive of mirth or the most tender? Their strong, blunt beaks drink the air as they strive melodiously, not for your sake and not for mine, and not for the sake of winning, but for sheer delight and gratitude. Believe us, they say, it is a serious thing just to be alive on this fresh morning in the broken world. I beg you, do not walk by without pausing to attend to this rather ridiculous performance. It could mean something. It could mean everything. It could be what Rilke meant when he wrote, "You must change your life." Bringing the hands to the heart space, finger to finger, palm to palm. And set an intention for yourself today of maybe where you could find pause, what you could give more attention to, where you might find little spaces and pieces of joy in this broken world, and focus on those and vow to yourself that you will focus on those and not the other. So let's send our intentions out to the universe together with the sound of Om 3 times. So when you're ready, exhale fully. And inhale. Oh. 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 That pause, as important as the movement, the sound, the pose. Bow your head to your heart, your intention. Lower your hand down to your thigh and gently blink your eyes open. And let's shake our legs out. So extend your legs long and rotate the legs back and forth from the top of the leg bone. The knees, a little rub. Notice what's going on in the hips, the feet. Then place your hands back behind you. Press out through the heel of the feet. Really flex the feet and press the leg bones down toward the earth. And from the top of the leg bone, internally rotate to allow the big toes to say hello. Let the toes wiggle and say hello to each other. And then come back and externally rotate and wave from afar. Wiggle those toes. And then come back to neutral, make some circles with your ankles. Nice grounding posture to get yourself started in that rest, relax, and digest, the place where we can learn and change and more freedom of movement. All right, sit in a comfortable place for yourself, maybe even switching the cross of your legs if you're used to one thing, changing some habits up. And find your beautiful seated mountain, your Sukhasana. Internally rotate those thighs so the sitting bones are rooted, and lift long out of your pelvis. Draw the shoulders up towards your ears and make some nice shoulder rolls. Breathing in and breathing out, connect with that breath. Another in, out, one more full breath in and out. Let's take your fingertips nice and wide, reach them out to the side, all the way up overhead. Full breath in here. Find length in that spine, and then turn the palms away. Keep the arms stretched and long and active. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead, gathering the good stuff of the day. And exhale, turn those palms back down, letting go of what you don't need. And then one more full breath in, gathering good. Keep the arms lifted and lengthened. Lower your left hand down. and press the fingertips into the earth to reach a little bit taller. Find that breath, gentle crescent over towards that left side. Easy does it, pay attention, notice. And then 2 up and down as we inhale, lift, exhale, crescent. Inhale, lift, exhale, crescent. Inhale, lift long, gently twist towards the left as you lower your hand down to your left knee and bring that right hand to goal pose, palm faces towards the ear. Roll the shoulder back, stay long and tall here, draw that belly in, and Eileen, skip this one. We're gonna crescent over towards that right knee. So right shoulder in line with right knee. Keep in goal pose to reach that left arm up overhead. See how that feels, and maybe the upper arm can come in line with the ear. And a twisty stretch here. Use your side body muscles to lift back up, lengthen, twist back towards center, and take that right arm under towards your left shoulder and stack the right on top. Round the back, chin to the chest. Feel a nice stretch across your back ribs. Eileen, we're skipping cat-cow, but if you can do the as if intention. Then inhale, lift and lengthen up. One more time, exhale, round. Elbows toward the belly button, chin toward the chest. Inhale, lift back up. Sweep the arms out to the side, reach them up overhead, gain more length. Find that right hand, lower the right hand down to the earth. Press the fingertips into the earth as you reach that left arm even further. Full breath in and then crescent over towards that right side. Oh, nice stretch in the side body. Lift and lower a couple more times with your breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crescent. Again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crescent. Beautiful. Now reach that arm up overhead again. Draw the belly in, gently twist towards the right and lower your hand down to your right knee. Right hand comes up to goal post, palm faces your ear, and then bring left shoulder in line with left knee. Keep the right arm where it is or reach it overhead. And maybe the upper arm can come in line with the ear depending on your shoulders today. See if you can stretch from the mid body just a little bit longer. And then come back to center and turn towards center. Sweep that left hand underneath and right hand comes on top. Draw the chin to the chest, round your back body again. Inhale, lift and lengthen those elbows up. And exhale, round. Good. Lengthen the spine back to neutral, open the arms up overhead, big stretch, palms together and lower the hands down to the heart. Nice. Bring your hands back behind you again. And let's take the feet out mat width apart and come up on the heels of the feet. Press the hands into the heart, into the mat to lengthen the heart and just take those knees gently and slowly side to side. Pay attention to what you notice in the knee joint, in the hip joint. You notice that stretch across the outer thigh. If it feels good to linger for a bit. Play with the pause. No hurry to get anywhere today. Good. Next time those knees are pointing toward the right, pause and hold them there. And press the hands into the mat. Lift your heart just a little bit more. Now find that left hand, we're gonna sweep big circles. If you wanna lift your hips up off the earth, feel free to lift the hips up off the earth. Maybe coming up onto your shins, lifting the butt. One more time. Lower back down and shake it over to the other side. So a couple wiggles back and forth and then over to the left. Again, press the mat, hands into the mat, lift the heart. Good, and then sweep that right arm around in circles, lifting the hips if you choose. Coming up on the shins, 2 more circles. Nice. And then lower the hips back down. Okay, shake it all out. And let's come on to our tabletop. So get those knees padded. Come on to tabletop. We're going to be here for a bit. So if your wrists or shoulders are giving you a hard time today, you want to make sure that your elbows are up on, have your blocks nearby too. Make sure that your forearms are on blocks to take it out your wrists, meaning you can just place your forearms on the blocks like this. Since my legs are a little taller, I need to put them up on a higher level. That keeps your hands and wrists free. Okay, we're not going to use them yet. We'll put them off to the side and we'll all meet at our tabletop. Toes are curled under if you can, just to get a little more flexion in the feet. Press the hands into the mat and use that to draw the front body to the back body. And then keep lifting your back ribs up, chin to the chest, tailbone lowers to the floor into your cat. Inhale as you sink the belly, lift the head, lift the heart. Hold breath in here, exhale round. Good. Inhale, lift. And just a few more with your own breath. And Eileen, depending on how this feels in your body, you can just press the hands into the earth and stretch across the top of the shoulder blades into almost a little bit of a rhomboid push-up, just a sinking of the shoulder, drawing the shoulder blades gently together. If there's any pain there, you probably need to stop and call your doctor and not push through anything that feels like pain. All right, come back to neutral. We're going to take that right leg and lift it up to the side and make some big circles with our knee. So draw circles to the outer side for some hydrant circles. Go 3 or 4 one way and then take it the other direction. Working that little gluteus medius. And one more. Lower that leg down, wag the tail. And let's do our hydrants on the other side. So shift your weight over to the right, lift that left leg up and around. These are never crowd pleasers. 4 one way, try 4 the other way. Nice. All right, take the knees apart, big toes together, and sink the hips to the heels for child's pose. Let's make it an active child's pose. So the arms are reaching forward as wide as the mat, up on spider fingers. Press the fingers into the floor. Lift up and hollow out through the armpits and bring the crown of the forehead toward the mat. Find your breath. Feel the breath on the belly, on the inner thighs. Feel the breath in the back body. One more full breath in. Full breath out. And then slowly press back up into your tabletop. Okay. I'm going to do a little series here. So anytime the series the wrist gets sore, just pop up and shake your hands out. Okay. And Katie, okay? Shifting your light. Okay. Let's start with our C pose. So we're going to extend our right leg back behind us on the toes. Now draw the energy up the leg first, okay? So push the toes into the earth and engage the muscles of the legs. And then see how it just floats up to hip height. Cross it over your left leg so your toes come down onto the earth off of the mat. Press the hands into the mat to lengthen your spine and then take your eye gaze as you make a C with your spine and look over those the left shoulder at your toes behind you. Come back to center, float that leg back up to neutral and walk your left fingertips out on spider fingers out in front of you. Now you can stay right here or lift the left arm up in line with the ear, palm faces toward the midline, thumb is up. And you can stay here or draw the belly in and lift those back ribs as you bring rib to knee, and then inhale, lengthen again. And one more time, crunch in and lengthen. Good. Lower the left arm down and swing, bring your knee in towards your chest so that the foot gets aligned into in between the hands, or this may be where you want to grab your blocks. You can have your blocks here, they'll give you a little more height. Find your breath. Good. Now isometrically send your front shin forward, feel the hamstring fire up, and press isometrically send the back thigh bone back. So the legs are scissoring away from each other. Gonna get you strong and stable there. Light on the fingertips as you press up. See if that's possible to bring the hands onto the thighs. Then reach the arms up overhead. Lengthen the spine. Full breath in here as you lower your right hand down and crescent just slightly over towards the right. Little balance challenge. Good. Reach both arms up overhead again. Draw the belly in as you gently twist towards the left. And then hinging from your hip, keeping your arms straight and long. Hinge, hinge, hinge as you fold forward and bring the hands over towards the left side. So you can use your block if you choose and put your hands on your block, or bring your hands to the floor. Try to keep your hips square. You're not lifting one hip up. Try to keep both hip points facing in the same direction. Big stretch in the inner and outer hip of that right leg. All right, slowly walk your hands or the block over to back to center. So you're framing your foot again with the block. We're gonna walk that foot back and take that right leg out to the right side for gate pose. All right, you got your block. So your foot's gonna go wherever your knee feels most comfortable. Blocks are directly in front of you. Hands are on the blocks. Press the hand into the blocks to lengthen and then bend at the elbows, hinging from your hips. Gonna get a big stretch in the inner thigh. So just hinge forward. Hands can come on the floor, or the hands can come on the elbows, can come on the blocks, whatever is most comfortable for you. Let yourself get situated. There we go. Got it, Jean? Okay. Press the hands into the blocks, lift back up. Reach the arms up overhead. Find that length again. Lower the right hand down to the right leg and crescent over that right thigh. And bring both arms up overhead again. Lower the hands down to the blocks. Find a way to bring that knee back to center. Wag the tail. Let's do a little child's pose here. So tops of the feet down, big toes together, knees apart, and then just shift the hips back toward the heels. Make this a comfortable one for you. You could bring your head onto the block if you choose. Find your breath. Find the pause. Okay, let's do that other side. So have your blocks nearby. And we're going to start with that C pose. So hands are on the blocks, forearms are on the blocks, or hands are on the mat. Press the hands into whatever device you're using to draw the front body to the back body to engage the core. And then send your left foot back behind you. Press the foot into the earth to draw the energy up the leg, and then slowly let it lift up no higher than hip height. Cross it over the right foot so the toes land on the earth. Lengthen your spine, engage the core, and gently look over your right shoulder. Feel that stretch in your left side body. Good. And back to center. Lift that leg back up behind you. Slowly walk your right fingertips forward if you choose, or keep them where they were. And then stay here or bring the upper arm in line with the ear. And then your final option would be to bring elbow to knee. And again, no have tos. Let go of the ego. Let your body do what it wants to do. One more, if you choose to bring elbow to knee, lengthen, and then lower the hand down, find your blocks. We're gonna come to lunge. So we're gonna sweep that left knee so the foot lands out in front between the blocks. Mind your breath. Isometrically send your front shin forward, your back thigh bone back, scissoring those legs away. You can stay right here or get light on the fingertips. Another option would be to bring hands on the thigh, flipped all the way up, staying here or arms up overhead. Do a little crescent, so lower that left arm down, crescent over towards that right side for a big stretch in the right side body. Again, a balance challenge here, so keep isometrically scissoring your legs away from each other. Reach both arms up overhead again. Draw the belly in as you twist toward the left just a little bit. Hinging from your hip, reach the arms forward. Reach, 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 reach until the hands reach the block or the floor. Little open lizard pose here. That left knee is still pointing forward. Hands are off to the right side of the mat. One more breath. Good. All right, walk the hands back to center. Reframe the foot with your blocks. And then bring that foot back so the knees match up and take that left leg out to the left side for gate pose. Hands are on the blocks or on the floor. Lengthen your spine and hinge from your hip crease. We're just going to keep the spine long as we hinge forward, getting a big stretch in the inner thigh. Hands can be on the blocks or the floor. Find your breath. Try to keep your hips level, so you're not sending your left hip point up, you're pressing it down toward the earth. And then bring the hands onto the blocks, lift back up onto that right knee. With the breath in, reach the arms up overhead. Lower your left hand down to your left thigh and crescent over towards that left side. Nice. Reach both arms up overhead and then hinge forward again. Send the hips back as you reach the hands for the blocks. And then we're going to find a way to come up in whatever way is best for you. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of stretch on the hips, a lot of pressure on the knees. I get that. You always have options, you know, to use chair, use wall. Okay. All right, let's use our weights here while they'll have some energy. So grab your weights and come to your mountain pose. So find those feet connected firmly to the earth. Roll the shoulders back, turn the palms facing forward. Draw that belly in. So the core is super important whenever you're doing core work, whenever you're doing weights. So draw that belly in and up. Just pause here for a moment in your mountain pose. We're going to start with the bicep muscle. That's your upper arm muscle. So it's going to bend the elbows, bring the fingertips onto the shoulders, and then straighten the arms all the way back out. All right, your option here is to shift your weight to the heels of your feet. Bend the knees, sink the hips. So you go into a little bit of a gentle chair and then straighten the arms, straighten the knees, not a have to. Make sure also you're not arching the back and sticking your butt out, but you're lengthening the tailbone down toward the floor so that you're keeping that core integrity strong. Isometrically draw your legs together as well. That's going to help keep the core strong. If you think about squeezing a block between your thighs or lots to think about. Two more. And if you're bending your knees, make sure you're sending your sitting bones back. And you're not just bending straight down. You're sending that sitting bone back. That's good. Good. All right, one more. Let me make sure that good. All right, very nice. And lower the arms down. Now take them out to the side for just a few. Focus just on this movement. And let's do 3 more. Your bicep has 2 parts to it, so you want to make sure you attend to both parts. 1 and last one. Good. Now roll the shoulders up, turn the palms facing away from you, and step to the back of your mat. Watch your blanket there, Kate. Okay. going to step forward in a little warrior. So with that arthritis in the feet, you may want to just take a smaller step forward rather than going into a straight up warrior, or you may want to stay in a lunge and put a blanket or something under your ankle, under your foot, so it's supported. So when you step forward, you've got something for your heel to land on. If it hurts your ankle to go into warrior one. So let me let you get situated there. Okay, and you may want to just stay in that position rather than walking forward and back. Okay, so we're going to step the left foot forward. Step the left foot forward. The right foot can be in warrior one or in lunge, the heel supported. Take a bend to that front knee, roll the shoulders back. Now from here, we're hinging forward a bit. We're not arching our back into this. So hinge forward just a bit, roll those shoulders back, and then press the arms back behind you, palms facing away from you. Give a little bit of squeeze of the weights toward each other. So you're really engaging those tricep muscles, and then bring them back no further than your back leg. So we're not bringing them forward to the front leg. We're keeping them at the back leg. That's the form, okay? So press back, slightly together, and release to the back leg. Press back, slightly together, and release. Keep the shoulders soft. Keep the head and neck in alignment. So if your neck is lifted up looking at me, try to look over your front toe. Let's do 3 more. Press back, slightly together, and release. 2 more. Back, slightly together, release. Back, slightly together, and release. And find a way to bring that back foot forward. Shake it out. Feel that one? I always do. All right. Let's take our, let's see, which one did we have forward? Let's take our right foot forward. Take the other foot forward. That's your right foot forward. Give yourself a nice wide base of support, hinging forward slightly. Roll the shoulders back, palms face away from you. Eye gaze is down toward the toes. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, press back toward each other and release. Press back toward each other and release. Back toward each other. Can you also squeeze that back left glute and send the right front shin isometrically forward? Back, together, really 2 more. Together, back, together, release. Good. And then send that back foot forward. Take a breath. And roll those shoulders back. Let's take a stance about as wide as the mat. Toes are at a 45-degree angle. Your options for the legs is goddess legs, so bending the knees, tracking the knees over the feet. And not a real deep goddess, just a gentle goddess, and then straightening the legs, squeezing the glutes as you come back up. The arms would be goalposts, so the palms are facing you, elbows are in line with the shoulders, palms are open. Take a full breath in here. As you exhale, bend the knees. Now bring the palms facing your face. Elbows are still in line with the shoulders. Straighten the knees, open the arms out, squeeze the glutes. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, palms face your face. Inhale, arms open to goddess. Exhale, a gentle bend to the knee. Inhale, open, squeeze those glutes. Couple more. Keep the breath moving. Good. And 1 more. And lower those arms down. Heel toe walk your feet back to mountain pose. Good. All right, the next is our famous Peloton move. I'll turn sideways so you can see. Depending on your shoulders, keep your elbows soft and don't take your shoulders above your arms above the height of your shoulder. So we start with taking the arms forward, a little lower than the shoulder. If that hurts, keep the elbows bent. Bring the thumbs to the shoulders. Lift the elbows up toward the sky. Thumbs are still on the shoulder. Reach the arms up overhead. And then without crunching your head, bend the elbows. Bring the thumbs back to the shoulders. Reach the arms up overhead. Bend the elbows. One more time overhead. Bend the elbows. Lower the elbows back down. Reach the arms forward. Now bend the elbows and press the elbows back. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Press forward. Arms are lower than the shoulders. Give a little squeeze. And one more time, arms forward. Give a little squeeze. Lower the arms down. We'll try that again. Yeah, arms forward, thumbs to the shoulders, elbows to the sky, fingertips to the sky, thumbs to the shoulders, lift, and elbows bend. One more time, lift straight up, elbows bend, lower the elbows back down, reach the arms forward and front, bring the elbows back behind, squeeze the shoulder blades. Two more, reach forward and squeeze, forward and squeeze. Lower the arms down. So that's triceps, deltoids, working your mid trapezius in the back so you can get those shoulder blades drawn together so that you don't round forward. That's the last thing we want to do. If our back body is weak and this is short and tight in the front, this is what we're going to look like when we get older. So we want to keep that heart lifted and those shoulder blade, the muscles between the shoulder blades strong because they can get weak really easily. So we'll do one more for those. So step your left foot forward and place your left hand on your left thigh. Soften your knees. Hinge forward just a quarter fold and dangle your right arm down and straight out of your shoulder. You're going to bend the elbow and bring the weights towards your right ribs and then press the elbow back and squeeze your shoulder blade together. And then reach down, bring the weight up to the ribs, press the elbow back, lower, and call this the lawnmower pull. Press up, squeeze that shoulder blade. Beautiful. Good technique, everybody. You look really strong. Let's do 3 more. 1, 2. And I went kayaking this week, and I have to tell you, I didn't have any trouble because we've been doing these weights. Let's go to the other side. So the right foot's forward, little bend to the knees, left arm's dangling, bend the elbow, bring the weights to the ribs, elbow points back and lower. Press back and lower. Press back, lower, good. Back. Keep your breath moving. 3 more. Take your time, be aware. And last one. Nice. Step the back foot forward and then mindfully set your weights back down. Good. Let's swing the arms. You okay, Steph? Need some water? And then take that right arm, make a big figure 8. Keep the knees soft. Big figure 8 in front of you. Good. And let's take the other arm, big figure 8. This is our Celtic weave, getting our energy all going in the right direction, right? That feels good too. All right, and then give yourself a hug, the Michael Phelps. Make one arm on top and then switch. Let them be free and easy. Bend forward a little bit so you can let the arms swing a bit more. All right, and then shake them out. Woo, feel good? Everybody good? Okay, let's work our thighs a little bit more in the goddess pose. So take your feet a little bit wider than we did with the, you can leave it there. Okay, a little bit wider than we did with our weights. Let's get the legs going first and the breath work, because this is also going to work the pelvic floor to help with any giggling issues or coughing issues and incontinence, okay? So with this, we want to change the breath up. We want to inhale as we lower and release the pelvic floor muscles. And then we exhale and draw everything in and up on the pelvic floor as if you're trying to prevent the flow of urine. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze and lift everything up, squeezing the glutes as well. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Work that pelvic floor. Last one, inhale, release. Exhale, lift. Now we're going to inhale, release, and bring our arms back to goddess. Roll the shoulders back. Take a breath in. Wave to everybody. There goes Steph. Are you leaving now? Okay, thanks for coming. All right, lower the hands down onto the thighs, roll the shoulders back. We're going to bring right shoulder toward the left knee. Stretch and be careful with this, Eileen. Easy does it. Come back to center, other direction. This gets at quadratus lumborum, right in the back body. One more time each way. Inhale and exhale. Thighs are burning. Inhale and exhale. Good. Back to center, straighten the legs out, heel toe walk your feet back together and shake those legs out. Let's do a little cross crawl to give our legs a break. Just gonna take the right hand, the left hand to the right knee, right hand to the left knee. If there's a balance issue, just lift the heel up. If you can lift your foot up and march, go ahead and do that. Good. Everybody's got that. So let's do a little crossover with the shoulder. So we're going to take that left hand to the right shoulder, right hand to the left shoulder, cross over. That's it. You got it. Good. Good. Perfect. And then we'll do knee, knee, shoulder, shoulder. Okay. So tap onto the knee, knee, shoulder, shoulder, knee, knee, shoulder. You got it. Perfect. Perfect. One more. Good. Beautiful. That's the nervous system reset, okay? Take a breath. Breathe in and breathe out. All right. One more goddess pose with our legs. This is going to work more of the core strength as well, okay? So we're going to bend those knees, tracking the knees over the feet. This time we're going to hinge from the hip, bring the hands onto the thighs, get a nice straight spine. We opened up our hips inner and outer a lot. Now, if you feel safe with your back and your core, you're going to release the hands and gather all the good stuff, and then straighten the knees and release it. This is called gather and sew. Inhale here, bend the knees, hinge forward, gather and sew. Inhale, hinge forward. So you're sticking your butt way out, bringing the belly between the thighs, right? And then just a couple more. Gather. Takes a lot of core strength. So if you need your hands on your thighs, keep your hands on your thighs. That works too. One more. And bring hands together and down to the heart. And try again to heel toe walk those feet together. Come to your mountain pose, pause for a moment, even put your hands on your heart, feel your heart beating. It's working hard for you today. Okay, nice. Let's bring the hands on the hips. If you need a wall or a chair for your warrior poses, please grab that. Okay, and let's take a wide stance. And have the chair in front of you or off to the side. Lengthen the tailbone toward the floor. So this is a beautiful mountain pose with a wide stance. I'm going to start with those left toes. Turn those left toes toward the front of the mat. And kick that left heel back just a little bit. Collarbones are going to face forward. We're going to start with the legs. So with that tailbone lengthened down to the floor, simply take a bend to the front knee. Keep the tailbone pointing straight down. And then sweep the arms out to the side, a little higher than the shoulder if you can. Plug the head of the arm bone into the shoulder and look over your left fingertips. Now use your awareness to open up through that left inner thigh, to open up a little bit more so you're bearing more weight on the pinky toe side of your foot. Find your breath. Good. Now bring the hands back to the hips. We're going to take that left forearm as we hinge from the hip crease. So lengthen up, Hinge from the hip crease, keeping the heart facing forward, and place your hand or your forearm on your front thigh. That right elbow is pointing back behind you. Extended side angle. And you can keep your right hand where it is or slide your thumb up your side body, reach the arm up straight overhead, or bring the upper arm in line with the ear. Beautiful. Really nice, everybody. Good. All right, turn your right arm away from you. Push yourself back up. Straighten that front knee. Hands on the hips and turn your torso now towards your front left thigh. Hinge forward a quarter fold and slide your left hand down towards your knee. Turn the heart space open toward the front of your mat into triangle now. And you can keep your hand resting on your thigh above your knee or bring the back side of your hand to the inside edge of your knee. Press that into the inside of your knee to open up through the heart. And then again with the right elbow, it can point back or slide up the side body, being straight up overhead. Fingertip to fingertip are in a perfect line with each other. Good, one more breath. And then bring that hand back down, soften that front knee, press your hand into your thigh to come up. Turn your toes facing forward and place your hands on your thighs. As you hinge forward just a little bit, use the support of your thighs to hold your torso up and just wobble your pelvis back and forth. Find your breath. Nice. Okay, then soften your knees, press your hands deeply into your thighs. Come to standing and bring your feet back together. Shake your legs out. Okay. I don't know why I'm so short of breath today. Must be the altitude change. Yeah. We're working hard. It's really warm in here. Usually it's cold. You guys okay? Whoa, we're baking in here. Sure. Let's see, I forget. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's these. So we'll turn these up. Okay. All right. Let's do the other side. All this menopausal baking for me. All right, take those right toes toward the front end. I don't think that ever goes away. And kick the left heel back. Turn the collarbones facing forward. Tailbone lengthens. Big breath in. Focus on those legs as you take a bend to the front knee. Now, did you lean into it or can you keep the torso straight so that tailbone goes straight down? Sweep the arms out to the side a little higher than the shoulder. Plug the head of the arm bone into the shoulder. Engage that back body like we were doing before. And gaze over those right fingertips. Bear a little extra weight on the pinky toe side of your right foot so you're opening up through that right inner thigh. Breathe in and out. Strong and stable here. Now bring your hands to your hips. Awareness to the right hip crease. Lengthen up out of that. Hinge forward as you slide your hand onto your right thigh. You can bring your hand and keep it there to support you, or bring the forearm as long as you don't collapse into it. Left elbow points back as the heart lifts forward. And then you can slide your thumb up your side body, reach the arm up overhead if you choose. Maybe the upper arm comes in line with the ear. Extended side, Utthita Parshvakonasana. It's a fun one to say. Now with that left hand, turn the palm facing away from you and use that to press you back open. Straighten the front knee, hands on the hips. Lengthen your spine and gently twist toward that front right leg. Hinge forward a quarter fold. Slide your right hand down your right thigh and then open your heart toward the front. Elbow presses back. Right hand can stay on the knee, above the knee, or bring the back of the hand to the inside edge of the thigh. Lift the heart space up. And if you choose, reach that left arm up overhead. Find that triangle from your waistline, your thigh, and your arm. More breath. Woo, baby. And then bring that hand back towards your hip. Soften your front knee. Press your hand into your thigh, and let's squiggle the feet back into neutral. Take a breath in and out. Shake the legs out. And we're just going to do a nice forward fold to reset everything before we get down on the floor. Okay, so bring your blocks in front of you. Stand in front of the blocks. Let's do a pranam. All right, 3 forward folds, lifting and lowering to halfway point. All right, hinging from the hip. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, knees are soft, hinging from the hip, hands on the thighs, the shins, or the blocks. Feel that length in the spine. We're realigning all that pelvis, all those muscles. Press the feet into the earth, press the sitting bones back and away from you. Now come halfway up, so hands come onto the thighs, press the hands into the thighs, lift the heart. And then as you exhale, bow forward in gratitude. Good. Inhale, halfway lift again. And exhale, bow forward. Bend the knees a lot so the belly's on the thighs. Press the hands into the thighs. Use that to help you come all the way up. Inhale the arms overhead, get more length in your spine. Palms together and hand down to the heart. Mind your breath. Good. All right, now we'll get down on the floor. Okay? Doing okay? You guys okay? Doing all right? Okay, good. All right, have your strap nearby, if you would, and your weights nearby, if you haven't already gotten on the floor. All right, everybody get situated. Good, go ahead and lie on your back with your weights nearby and your strap nearby. Make sure your head is not lifted up too high so your chin's into your chest. Your neck and spine should be in good alignment. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is hold on to those weights, right? Hold on to those weights. There you go, over your belly. And then we're gonna reach the arms up overhead, not in front of your face, but over your heart. And then soften your elbows. So elbows have a slight bend as you take your arms out to the side and let your elbows slightly touch the earth. Like a tree hugger. Imagine you're hugging a great big ball. And then lift the arms back up, give yourself a little fist pump, and then take those arms out to the side again. If you have any pain with your shoulder, just reach straight up and bend the elbows straight down to your side body. So you're lifting up and bending the elbows to your side body. So if you have any pain in your shoulder with this fly movement, then don't do it. All right, bring them out to the side, elbows slightly touch the earth, and then fingertips come back to the floor. Over your chest, not over your face, please. There you go. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower. You got it, you're doing it right. Good. Inhale. 2 more. And last one. Nice. All right, now we're going to do bridge. And if you choose to use weights on your leg, on your hip points, like right where your leg and your trunk connect, you can rest the weights right there on your hip flexor, right where your leg meets your trunk. And then we're going to do bridging, lifting the weight with it. So I've got the weight on my hip flexor and I'm lifting. Now, if you choose not to do that, move the blocks out of the weights out of the way, and you're going to use the backs of your arms to help you lift. Okay, so those are your options. So either you've got the weights right on your groin area on your hip flexor, or you're bending your elbows, snuggle your shoulder blades under your back. Only bend your elbows if you're not using weights. And then press the feet into the earth. If you're not using weights, press the back of the arms into the earth and lift the hips and torso. Keep your nose pointing toward the sky. If you can hold it and pause for a few seconds, and then slowly release back down. If you change your mind about the weights, that's okay. You can take the weights off at any time. We're moving slowly with these. So we're gonna lift the hips and torso. See if you can't isometrically send your shins forward to fire up the hamstring. Give a little squeeze around the sitting bones. And release. Let's do 2 more. Mostly the weight is on the heels of the feet. Isometrically send your shins forward. Give a little squeeze around the glutes. And release 1 more. Press up. Isometrically send the shins forward. Good. And release. Nice. And let's set the blocks mindfully out of the way. Okay. Find your strap. And we'll start with the right leg. So place the strap around the ball of the right foot. And bring the knee in the direction of the right shoulder. You can extend your left leg long if you choose, or if you have SI, like sacroiliac instability, Eileen, definitely keep your knee bent. All right, so first thing we want to do is bring the knee in the direction of the right shoulder to plug that head of the leg bone in. Then straighten the leg out to the diagonal, out to the front, in front of you, in line with your other knee. Flex your foot firmly, and then slowly lift the foot up toward the sky, only as high as it will stay straight. If you know your knee is bent, lower it again, please, down to the other knee. Really press out through the heel of the foot, get length in your leg, and then slowly start to lift it up, keeping it straight, because if your knee is bent, you lose half the stretch. Good. Can you, from this point, with your foot still pointing toward the ceiling, not out to the side, but toward the ceiling, can you externally rotate? So if your foot's pointing at 12 o'clock, externally rotate. So now your foot, not your whole leg, just your foot is, I'm sorry, you're not taking your leg out to the side, you're rotating the entire leg. So now the foot points at 2 o'clock, but you're doing that from the head of the leg bone. That makes sense? Good. Now keep it there and put the strap in just your right hand and take your right leg out to the right side, that external rotation. If you have the SI instability, keeping your left knee bent, take the left leg out to the side, the left knee out to the side. So you're balancing out the weight on your pelvis. Keep pressing out through the heel of the foot and keep that external rotation going. And then use the strength of your leg, less of your arm. See if you can use your leg strength to lift your leg back up. Put the strap in your left hand, realign your leg so that it's neutral, and then cross it over your left leg. So you're making an X with your thighs if you have that SI instability. If you're okay straightening your left leg out, straighten it out. And then you can cross that right leg all the way over so that your right hip pops up off the earth. Press out through the heel of the foot, get it long, get it straight. Big stretch across the outer thigh. Again, if you have any issues with your back pelvis, bend your knee and just cross your right leg over your left leg, keeping your pelvis evenly distributed on the mat. You'll still get a nice stretch in the outer leg. Now use the strength of your muscles to lift that leg back up. Bend the knee into the chest. Put both feet into the strap. Just give yourself a little rock back and forth before we start over again. And then take the right foot out, leave just the left foot in. Bring that left knee toward the shoulder. And then straighten it out so it's in line with the right leg. Press out through the heel of the foot and then slowly lift the leg up toward the ceiling. How's this one compare to the other one? Are you lifting your pelvis up off the floor? Can you keep your pelvis connected to the earth? All right, SI instability, you're going to keep that right foot on the floor and take the right knee out to the side. Can you externally rotate your left leg now from the top of the leg bone? Just a little external rotation, and then take that leg out to the left side. Try to keep the pelvis evenly rooted onto the earth. That's challenging. Really have to use your core strength to hold that in place. And use your leg muscles to lift the leg back up, switch the straps into the right hand and cross your left leg over your right leg, letting that left hip pop up. And you know, if you have the instability, you're going to keep that right foot on the floor and cross your thighs over top of each other, making an X with your thigh bones. Try to keep the pelvis evenly connected to the earth. Shoulders reach for the earth, so it becomes a twist as well. Good. And use the strength of your leg to lift that leg back up to center. Put both feet into the strap now. And take your feet nice and wide, a little wider than hip width distance apart. Holding onto the strap, bend your knees so your knees come over by your shoulders. And this is a happy baby. Feet are pointing, the soles of the feet are on the floor, rock back and forth. If that does not feel good, you can put the strap on the thighs or not use the strap at all and just use your hands to support your legs. You can always even just use one leg as well. Good. All right, lower your feet back down onto the floor and remove the strap. Let's do a full body stretch. Reach the arms up overhead. And rotate the ankles, rotate the wrists. Really nice. And lower the arms down. Let's just bend the right knee up toward the chest and hold on to the underside of the right thigh with your right hand. Bring that right leg over toward the right shoulder. So the knees hovering a little bit over the right shoulder. And then keep the thigh bone exactly where it is and just lift the left foot up toward the sky. So this is a one-legged lunge. The left leg is long on the floor. The foot is pressed out through the heel of the foot. You're going to reach that left arm up overhead. Stretch that whole left side of the body. And this is called one-legged lunge. Left leg is long. Left arm is overhead. Right knee is in towards the chest as if you're in a standing lunge, but you're on your back. Left leg is on the floor. If you have SI instability, then yeah, keep that other knee in toward the chest. Okay, let's switch. So now right leg goes long, left knee comes into the chest, that leg rests on the earth, that right leg rests on the earth. You don't need to hold it up. Bring the knee in toward the left shoulder. Keep the thigh bone where it is and just lift the foot up toward the ceiling. And then reach that right arm up overhead. And lower the arm, lower the leg. Bring the feet together so the knees are bent, feet are together. And just drop the knees out to the side with the soles of the feet together into Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. Bring the hands onto the belly. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Let's take a moment to notice the rise and the fall of the belly. With each breath in, the belly rises. And with each exhalation, the belly falls. Now press the feet in toward each other. Press the feet in toward each other. Allow the knees to lift slightly. Take a full breath in, and on your exhalation, soften the knees down toward the earth as you stop pressing the feet in toward each other. Let's do that one more time. So press, press, press the feet in toward each other. Lift the knees slightly. Keep pressing, keep pressing, keep pressing. Feel the inner thighs fire up. And you're going to take a breath in. And as you exhale, stop pushing the feet toward each other and just allow the knees to release down toward the earth. We're in Baddha Konasana or cobbler's pose. Now take the hands to the sides of the knees, lift the knees up, bring the knees into the chest. Place the hands on the tops of the knees with the fingers pointing towards your feet. And then take the knees away from each other, keeping the toes connected if you can. We're rowing now. We're rowing our legs. So we bring the knees in towards the chest and then push them away from us, open the knees out to the side and draw them back into the chest. Rowing to Shavasana. And then take the knees the other direction. Good. Lower the feet down and then decide what is it that your body still needs to do? What would help you to feel really settled into Shavasana? So whatever would feel good in your body, go ahead and do that now. Take 5 or 6 breaths. It could be a twist. It could be another happy baby. Okay. And then when you feel ready, just allow your body to settle into this space. If you're having lower back issues, it feels really good to take the feet mat distance apart, pigeon the toes, and drop the knees in toward each other. Let the legs hold their own weight. Adjust your feet as is comfortable. And just invite the breath to begin to soften, using your exhalation to soften any areas of tension you may still be holding on to. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So begin coming back into the space, first with a lovely breath in and a long, slow breath out. Take a moment just to pay attention and notice how your body feels. Notice if it's calling out for attention in any particular spot or place, or the mind body's asking for attention. So what do you notice about your practice today? When you feel ready, just start to turn the head side to side, wiggle fingers and toes. Start to awaken back into the space. Rotate the ankles, rotate the wrists. Nice long stretch if that would feel good. Open mouth exhalation. Bringing those knees in towards the chest, rocking side to side. Finally ending up on your favorite side. Hold there for a moment of gratitude for doing nice for something you did for yourself today. And then press the hands into the earth and use that to come to a comfortable seat for you. Anybody doing okay? All right. Hands in front of the heart space. Let's know that all the light and love in my heart honors the same light and love in all of yours. And bow your head to honor your practice and blink your eyes open and greet your Sangha with Namaste. Namaste.